All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you had a wonderful weekend. I got another watch list for you, and CPI is gonna come down this week. We have a lot to talk about. Literally, the long-awaited CPI is coming out on Tuesday, and this is expected to be the one that's gonna drop. But now, whatever happens after this, we're gonna watch the Fed futures, how the market takes it, and literally, I want you to think about this title. CPI comes down. You are going to hear it this week, and the real big question is, how does the market respond? So, we got a lot to talk about. I got the plays, I got the keys, everything else this week. We are going to get a couple of things out the ECB and economic data, and there is also additional US data, but everything is going to be about the CPI. We are coming off a rally from last week, and then right after CPI, it's going to be Powell. So, before we get into any of it, I have all of that. I need you to like the video, drop the thumbs up, and we'll see you on stream, baby. YouTube.com/TheStackMarket. But let's start with some pretty pictures. So one, this has nothing to do with CPI, but I just want you to have it. These are the next levels that we have been looking at. Again, the market has been either technical or very algorithmic and computer traded, but we've noticed over the last couple of weeks, these levels have been very key. So I just want you to see this week, whether it's good or bad. On the high end, just watch out for 410 on this SPY, and then to the bottom end, watch out for that 4,000 and the 3,900. As you can see here, all those other dates there, those are either highs or closing levels in the last couple of months, and they have been important. But that's number one. Now, as far as inflation and what to expect this week, this is what I'm saying. It really is going to be a crazy week, because now we are going to get data, and how is the market going to react to possibly one of the biggest drops in CPIs. Just take notice, this is the month-over-month inflation, and this is from 2001. And if you notice, all it has done is increase. And then let's go back to 2022. And you'll notice every single month except this month, it also kept going up. And this is now one of the big deals about this CPI this week. If it does in fact go down, this will be the first month-over-month decline on CPI since May 2020, which is a very, very long time. So that's number one. Number two now, this is just a bar chart to kind of see how things have played out. And you can see the last 3 months, headline CPI, the year over the year has been coming down. But now, we're going to talk about this here, that core, surprisingly, even though year over year headline CPI is expected to come down, that core is actually expected to go up this month. So there's a lot, but these are the factors. And like we're saying, it's not a mystery. Everybody and their mother is expecting CPI to come down in some fashion. And now, depending on what it does, the market is going to react, but they only get 1 week until they hear from Powell. So run it, baby.
Walking to the couch, it's the 2020 last. Live in the hills, but I still get a spread. Started with a live, but I still reinvest it. Feel how I feel, then you feel like it's a blessing. I just want the lesson, I just want protection. I'm up and I'm down, but they sound like progression. Farmer never plans if he waits for perfection. Finger to the down.
So, right off the bat, I don't want to repeat myself too much. Like we said, CPI on Tuesday is going to be the main event. And why it's so important is because this is going to be the CPI where we will watch a big or the biggest year-over-year decline, and then it will be the first month-over-month decline since May 2020. And oh, I forgot, today's Sunday, tomorrow's Monday, random account generator. I need you to post a random option, strike price, expiration date, all of that. But we know what to watch for this week. Keep all of this in play. And one thing we've been talking about is, like, if you're looking at how the market has moved up into this, maybe there will be a little bit of cushion, but everything is going to move on Tuesday. There is going to be a bunch of other global stuff that we're going to talk about, but now getting into the second key and to really understand tomorrow's movements, like I'm saying, there's already a little bit of cushion. Once that comes in, again, we have not had a response to positive CPI in a long time. Again, the last time, I think November 2021, that was like the smallest or like the first increase that we had above expectations on CPI. It ended up leading the market to go up a little bit, but then it came right back down. So we don't know how to respond, but you really got to ask yourself, how is the market going to take one of the biggest drops? And that could drive a lot. But now, number two, like I'm saying, core is expected to go up. Like I already showed you, this number is actually expected to go up to 6.1. We talked about this last time, and we said, yeah, core would probably be the killer. It ended up not being the killer. However, it applies the same way here. Pretty much what I could see happening is year over year, it declines, goes down to 8.0. People really, really like that. But then if the core ends up going above and continuing that streak, again, from this bar chart, what we'll start to see is that as headline comes down, core is coming up, and they're probably going to converge. But overall, this is what I think will be negative on the week. If that core number comes in too high or comes in really, really high, we may get a positive reaction, then we'll sell it off. Otherwise, it is going to be very hard to determine this because I am thinking the market will be bullish if everything comes in chill. Pretty much if core doesn't go up a lot and the market has the CPI, the year over year come down, I'm thinking we will take it positive. And this time around, 75 basis points is already priced in. So no matter what happens though, at the end of this week, I still think we're going to get a big move. But remember, Powell next week, kind of that's literally what it's been like all year. It's like big move and then Powell confirms, big move, then something next week will either put the dagger or keep the momentum going. So keep all of this in mind. But finally, number 3, you're going to get a lot of ECB speeches this week. There's also going to be a lot of Euro data. Just remember what we had last week. Everything did actually have some effect, again, from the yen all the way down to the euro. So watch out for that. There is also going to be a big railroad strike. We're going to find out by the end of this week. This is in the United States, and this has some very big implications. So watch for that to have some effects. And then finally, you're going to be getting the WASDE report. That's the agriculture report we said to be on the lookout for. And literally, they have changed the metrics. And this is like the first time coming about. So watch out for a lot of those agriculture stocks, corn, wheat, soybeans, all of those. They might move this week. And then finally, on top of all of that, you are going to get a consumer sentiment number. And as of late, they have been coming down on inflation expectations. So we will see. I don't think it will be as important this week, but depending on what that CPI gives, depending on if that could move the Fed futures, which I don't think it will, we are going to find out what happens. So those are the main keys. If I could end it on one more thing, this was a question that kept coming up throughout the week. And even to put it into context with if we get good CPI, how is the market going to respond? I brought this up a lot, but just take a look. This is the bonds overlaid with the S&P 500. And if you look at the rally from July, you'll notice TLT was going up with the stock market. Pretty much bonds were rebounding with the market. But now, this time around, the bonds are not playing along. And that is now going to be one of these clues we are going to be looking at after the data and leading into Powell. Because if that divergence keeps widening, that's going to be negative. But if it is a positive reaction and we watch the bonds kind of respond later, that could be a sign that maybe it is a little bit bullish. So I hope you're ready, but let us get into the plays. So, right off the bat, I actually have 4 plays. I didn't make any trades on Friday. I did add the one play that we're going to go over. I am still holding the AMD, the Tesla, the DoorDash came back to life. Remember, we closed out of that SPY future. Again, that Tesla is still killing me. The IYT, I'm down on that. We're going to go over that. And then we are still holding all of the Boyle and the UNG as well. And really, we'll see where they go this week. But play number 1, this is the play I made on Friday. It's literally called YOSH. So I think you know why I played it. You know, YOSH, shout out YOSH. No, but if anything, it was an IPO. It did meet the criteria, and I'm going to skip here to the end. This is a hype play no matter what. So I was expecting to even lose $1,500. I went in 500 shares at 580 after it hit the criteria. So I even said I'm willing to add to it. I dropped $800 by the end of the day, but really what I'm looking for. It already made criteria, had a decent first day of IPO, but I'm going to watch for day 2 and day 3. I hope I don't go down more than 1,500 because at that point, I'm either going to have to cut or decide for one more average down. But really, I'm going to look for that 2-3 days after IPO. Hopefully, it comes back up and hopefully I could get a flip. But this was one on Friday. We'll see how it plays out, whether we get a market bounce, whether this one could ignore everything. But I do think it will be interesting. And this is one I'm in and it's down. So let's see how it plays out. But you're going to watch. But again, this is just a completely momentum play. So we'll see what we could get out of it. But that is play number number 1. Then play number 2 now. I brought this up with the news. Although CPI is going to be the most important thing, there will be a lot of other things all around the week. And now, remember, last week was a short week. We're going to have a full week, so keep that in mind. But CSX, UNP, and NSC, any of the domestic railroad companies, even the ones in Canada, I think they're going to apply. And this is where I'm saying that IYT might be able to come back and help me out. But the railroad plays and that strike going on, it could actually be a big deal. Some people are even saying that it would cost the United States economy about $2 billion every day the railroads are on strike. So we'll see what happens with it, but I'm thinking we're going to get some developments. Obviously, if it gets resolved, it could either be sell the news or maybe it ends up bouncing, but I would definitely be watching these, especially coming into the start of the week. I don't know how many people will be focused on this, so maybe has a catalyst and it could be a little bit uncrowded. So keep your eyes on that one. Then number 3 now, I like this with what I'm seeing. It's going to have its own little social retail effect, but Oxy, again, oil had a very, very nice rebound on Friday. I really, really like that, but we're still not out of the woods. Again, from Friday's energy ministry meeting with UK, they didn't come up with anything. They pretty much ruled out a price cap on Russian oil. The UK did do a 2-year pause on utility payments, which is wild, but really they didn't have any new decisions beyond the 15% mandatory reduction and then the 200 euro price cap. All of that stuff seems to be in play, but we have not figured out what is happening yet. But I'll have more updates for you on that tomorrow. Again, we're following along, but as far as Oxy now, they had that rebound on Friday, and then over the weekend, there was an updated Warren Buffett 13G, and he shows that he has a 26.8% stake, and lately, like I've been saying with retail, you've watched how crowded that trade could be, so I would watch other oil names. Oxy might still get some movement, but this definitely could be ones coming into the beginning of the week. But that is play number 3, and then finally play number 4. I like this only if we get a lot of upside this week. If the CPI is good and there is anything bullish, I'm going to be looking at Roblox. And why? They had big ad news on Friday that said they're going to be getting into ads. It had a delayed reaction, but like I'm saying, it's just how they've held up and getting close to that $50 for a growth name. If we have a positive week, I think they have an investor day coming up, but if everything is positive and after that move and some of this ad news, I really think Roblo can take off. But after Friday, a lot of those short-term options, they closed up like 150%, so keep that in mind. But those are the main plays. As far as everything else, like I said, holding all those other plays, gonna be riding that out. I may double dip on the AMD and Tesla. Those are 2 short plays that I'm down on. The Dash, again, we saw a lot of plays, and I'd even say I'm watching Uber and Lyft, but Lyft, I think it was CNBC, they said it could be the next meme stock, but ever since all these rumors from middle of last week, that thing keeps going up. But watch out for them. I have the DoorDash. That's like my only upside play for the most part, so I am going to be watching those, seeing what I'm going to do with the AMD and Tesla, and then energy, anything related to UNG and oil. I think we may see something this week, and then if we get a bounce in the currencies until the data comes out, maybe we might be able to go after some of them again, but it might be a little too early. The point is, we need that data on Tuesday, see how the market takes it, what levels does it take us to, and what's the momentum looking like, and then our work is cut out till Powell, so I hope you're ready. But that is your watch list, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure hydrate, healthy, ready to go. Make sure you post your watch list. Make sure we see you there in the morning. I need the armor on. I need the helmet shining. I need you to remember, baby, it's not what you going into. It's what you going in with, baby. Oh, yeah, I heard that from Bertic, baby. It got me hyped up. I love it, baby. Y'all got to know what you coming in with. That's all, baby. You could take a look at the whole environment. Things may look like this, but you forgot you got a secret weapon, baby. It's hard work. It's dedication, that faith, that love, that hope. Stop playing. So let's go, baby. We got the rest up. Now we get this data, and this data leads into Powell. And I'm telling you, it is game time, Chad. So you already know you ready for it. You already know you made for it. And guess what? If you still remaining, then maybe it's the truth, baby. Oh, yes, Chad, but I love you. Have a good night. Enjoy the rest of whatever weekend you have. Hopefully, I don't know if you see this in the morning, but I hope you know we love you. Come with that positivity, and let's get it, baby. Finger to the sky. Amen, amen. All right. That's it. That's it. I love you. I love you. Ready? You push. I'm like pushing you, like hyping you. You know, like okay. I'll leave. Bye.